I can live, I can love, I can reach the heavens above. I can right what is wrong. I can sing just any song. I can dance, I can fly, and touch the rainbow in the sky. I can be your good friend. I can love you until the end.
Yes, good evening everyone. Good evening all poets, writers, and storytellers all around the world. And yeah, I'm so sorry for the sudden change of your host for tonight. And this is Connected Different Voices, One Passion, a poetry reading series presented to you by Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. And yeah, Migrant Writers of Hong Kong is a social media platform that aims to connect migrant domestic workers, poets, artists, photographers, storytellers, and authors around the world and allows members to share their passions, their poems, stories, arts, and photography. It was founded on March 30, 2021 by yours truly, Marian Emily Rocio and Lisel Marcos Fernandez. Our group featured different challenges and segments that motivates every member to write and share their works and pieces. We have the Monday Prompt, Creative Tuesday Challenge, Thursday and monthly Photo Challenge, and the Friday Challenge, in which we present different prompts, arts, photos, and poetry forms and devices as tools, bases, and motivations for every member. And we also have the Monday Spotlight, Connected Different Voices, One Passion, and the Writers in Motion, featuring local and international multi-talented and diverse poets, writers, and storytellers delving into their works and achievements and learning from their experiences. And yes, we may have come from different races and different walks of life, same, and we also have different perspective as to how we define writing and what it did to our lives. But our passion connects us and gives us opportunities to go greater things for our community. And our guest for this month's episode is Mr. Gul Bakhti. Mr. Gul is 58 years old, a Pakistani, is an English teacher and a poet who writes English poetry since his college and university life. I will bring him to the screen now. And yeah, hello, Mr. Gul. Thank you so much for gracing our invitation to be our guest for tonight. And yeah, I won't read all your bio for now, and I will give you the chance to please share with us, introduce yourself to everyone. The floor is yours.
Hi, good evening. And first of all, let me once again, pay my thanks. I'm really thankful to this group, which is, sorry, what's the name of this group? It is
Migrant Writers of Hong Kong.
Migrant, sorry if I forgot. Migrant Writers, okay? Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. So I'm really thankful that you gave me this opportunity. And together in this world, in fact, I'm a preacher of universal peace and love. My whole life, since my childhood, I wrote my first poem when I was grade 8 student, only 14 years old. So we are bringing people together at one platform. As a poet, it's our aim, it's our objective to spread the fragrance of love. We are all the offspring of one Adam and Eve. So I'm against this gender, the discrimination, religions. We respect all religions. We respect all cultures. We respect all nationalities. We are in fact one because we are the the daughters and sons of only Adam and Eve. So this is the main thing. I have been interviewed even in 2017 by BBC Radio. I mean, British Broadcasting Corporation Radio, when I was working as an English teacher in Dubai. So I love interviews because there I can convey my message. That being a Pakistani, I love all nationalities. Muslims, we love all the people. There are some people, maybe less than 1%, who just spread the news against Muslims and they are terrorists or something. No, we are not. All educated people, especially poets, we have one connected aim, like you said, connected aim. Maybe our cultures or thinking everything is different, but the passions of love, of living together, working together, that's the same. So it's my pleasure. I'm once again thankful to you, and I'm here in front of you. I'm ready for all sorts of questions, poems, anything. So it's up to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yes, and before we move on, I just want to say thank you, express our gratitude to your original host, Miss Rubilin Kadao. She has an emergency thing need to be done in the house. So yeah, and yeah,
So this is a
before we move
teamwork.
on,
Now, if it is a teamwork. If she is not here, you can do it. Okay. So this is a
yes,
teamwork. If you are not there, I can do it. Honestly, we are in 21st
thank
century,
you.
and we are one. Okay. The M is one.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Well,
Mr. Gal. And yeah,
well.
I read in your bio you are one of also a member of the International Toastmaster Organization. And
Of
yeah,
course,
can
I am.
you? And I am very proud. I am a new member of Toastmaster, Mabuhay Toastmaster Club here in Hong Kong. And yeah,
Yes,
can you
I
please?
joined. Yeah. Let me tell you. I joined Toastmaster organization somewhere in 2008 in Dubai, and then it was long ago, 2008 or
It's
9. I think it was 2008. And how was it? It
wow.
was all just all of a sudden. I mean, the office I worked at, it was one of the top 10 company in UAE. I worked there as a senior linguistic trainer. So I was just as a guest member there. Other people like Indians, one, three Englishmen, I mean British, they were there. I was just attending because I was teacher of that company. Then the first speech is this icebreaker. For the icebreaker,
Mm-hmm.
they prepare three persons. One person, he was a little bit hesitant, so he intentionally he didn't come. Then my boss at that time, he was John Neal was his name. He was a British man, and he was just like my father. Very kind to me. He told me, "Gul, you can do it." So not even knowing that I didn't study what an icebreaker is, but I did icebreaker, and then I got even the prize on that day. 10 speeches I completed in 2 3 years. I completed the first journey in 2011 because we used to be busy at office. Whenever we could get time, we did it. So then I got the CC. I have the cups here. You can see somewhere.
Wow, that's
Should
so
I show
nice
you?
to hear. Congratulations, sir, for that.
Is it
And
so
yeah,
not? You can see the cups,
yeah,
the
I saw
shields.
it. I saw it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Congratulations for that. And if you don't mind, if
This
you
only I
want,
got 3 cups.
mm,
Then I completed also my CL. I completed visa, but I couldn't get the certificate because in the meantime, in 2020 or 19, this Corona came. Because of this pandemic, I lost my job. I came to Pakistan, and now I have opened my own school here in my village. But I'm still in touch
that's
with Toastmasters.
yeah, and looking forward to watch your video, especially your first icebreaker, because I was challenged to deliver mine soon,
There
and
you
I
have
am working
there
on.
you have to be confident. The main thing is you have to talk about yourself and be confident. When you talk to the people, consider all listeners, they know nothing. You are the only one. You are the superior one. Then you will succeed. If you think Mr. Ahmed is there, Mr. Gul is there, Ms. Sheila is there, they are senior, their English is better than me, their communication skills are far better, then you will never succeed. No, let them there. You are at the podium, okay, and you are on the stage. Whatever I speak, these are the final words. They will have to listen, they will have to enjoy. Then you will succeed. This is keep in mind. Am I
Thank
right?
you for that tip. Yeah, That's very nice to hear. Thank you for the tip.
Okay.
And I'm studying the first pathway right now. And yeah, looking
Yeah.
forward to deliver mine soon. And yes, before we continue, let's read some comments from your original host. Good evening to Paul. Sorry, couldn't make it. It's okay, Rubilin. We understand the situation. And yeah, Miss Nems is Maria and Emily Rocha, one of the co-founder of Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. She's the backbone of this group, of this community, and she's very big help for everyone. And good evening,
That's good.
amazing host and circle. Yeah, thank you for gracing our invitation. And Lisa also is one of our co-founder of Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, the people behind the community. Good evening, beautiful host. Thank you. And to your wonderful guests, welcome to Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, sir, and thank you for accepting our invitation to be our guest for tonight. Yeah, teamwork, great. Yeah, this is very sudden, really, because uh, this event is this segment is will be start by 10 o'clock, but around 9:45, I think, Rubilin Dux, Illinois, sent us message that she cannot make it. So all of us are very nervous of how can we continue this. Yeah, and thank you so much for accepting me as your host, emergency host. And yeah, before we proceed, let me ask you these questions prepared by Rubilin. And let's start by this. When did you first realize you wanted to be a writer or a poet? And what inspires you to become one?
Yeah. This is the question I read already. Let me answer. Okay. And this is usually if you ask this question from any poets, so something inspired it. Maybe a love story is maybe something else. But in my case, it was in 1983 when I used to be a college student. So my younger brother that time, his name was Khalid. He was 2 years old, and all of a sudden something happened to him and he died. 2 years old
Oh.
brother, and he died in 1983. This was a big shock for me. Big shock for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the hostel about 60 kilometers from my hometown. I was invited home by my mom. My dad was in Saudi Arabia at that time. So this was that small boy was not like my brother, like my son. I used to play with him the whole day. And when I lost him, so I didn't eat for 3 4 days. I was in a big shock. And then when I recovered a little bit, the first thing I wrote a poem. Regarding that the whole the way he suffered the difficulties and then he died at the hospital. So that was my first poem. That was from a death of my brother. From there I started writing in English. Before that I used to write only in Pashto, but then I wanted to convey my message, to convey the message of a real brother death to the whole world. So there I wrote a message, a poem in English, and that was also published in Pakistan in the newspaper at that time. The title was "Oh, my brother, finally you left me alone." This was the title. From there on, that onward, I'm writing poetry about anything, about romance, about motivation, about education, about parents, about everything, multiple topics. Okay, especially I write about motivation. Especially I focus on human love. My book, even if someone asks the question, this is even the book title is Human Love, Love the Human. You can see.
Yeah, I can saw that. I can see that. And yeah, I don't know if you mentioned, but if you don't mind me asking, how old are you when your brother died?
Like that time, 1983. So I was born in 64. So I was 19 years old.
Oh,
19.
that's young. That's young one. And then you, from that moment, you develop your passion in writing and expressing your
Right.
emotions. Oh, that's nice.
Then I
And
used to
yeah.
start for college magazines at university when I was studying at English department. I did my master in English in 1988. So there also I used to write in Pashto, my mother tongue, and then also in English. Later on, I started writing also for Urdu, in Urdu. You know, this Hindi language. So now I'm writing in 3 languages. But my main writing language is English.
That's very good to hear, and looking forward that our viewers right now, or our viewers will to be uh, can be watch this segment, will be inspired, those young generation inspired by your experience when you were young. Yeah, thank you for your sharing. And our let's move on to our next question. And once again, these questions prepared by Rubilin Kadaw, your original host. And yeah, have you ever read something, or what book did you read that changes your thoughts about poetry?
Yeah, that's very question. I mean, very relevant question. Okay, like from 1983 till 1986, 87. Okay, I just wrote randomly. Not okay. The first poem I wrote about. I mean, that my brother departed. Okay, he died. He expired. But in between, as I was a young boy, so I usually wrote only about love, about, because of my age. So it was mostly romanticism or romance. But in 1987, another event happened. And what happened? There is one man. He is even known in the whole world now. His name is Professor Daud Kamal from Pakistan. Professor Daud Kamal from Pakistan. He was such a big personality in English poetry that in 80s, somewhere maybe 84, 85, he was nominated for the English Literature Nobel Prize. Somewhere in 84, 85, he was, when William Golding was, William Golding, the one who wrote this Lord of the Flies, he got that Nobel Prize for literature. But with him, other 4 guys were selected. One of those 4 guys was my teacher, Daud Kamal. He was not given the Nobel Prize, but his name in the 5 persons, selected guys, nominees. A man, Pashto speaker, a Hindi or Hinko speakers from Pakistan, and his selection in these 5 nominees was it was a great name. He used to be a good poet. So I read his book. This somewhere here. This is my mistake. I couldn't find it. So when I read his complete book, so he mostly talked about transition of life. This life is transitory. There will come all of us, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, all of us. We believe in that we have to leave this world. For that, we have to do nice jobs. We don't have to trouble our human brothers and sisters. So his poetry, he talks about the transitory life. This is life is man is mortal. In fact, he will have to go. I will just narrate 1, 2, 3 lines of him, which says it clearly about this life. About Daud Kamal, 2 lines. His books were published in India, in UK, everywhere. He says, sooner or later, cracks appears. Sooner or later, cracks appear on pictures, on stones, on human faces. Let me repeat. Sooner or later, cracks appear on pictures like pots, on stones, big stones even, and on human faces. When cracks appears, it is the witness. It is a symbol that you are growing older. They will come. You will have to go. You have to go to the Lord. So then I changed the. I didn't stop writing about romance or about motivation, about education, but this part I included. Okay, when I wrote the first poem about my brother, that was only about a shock. But here now, then I included like forgiveness, like help the needy, like so many titles are there in this book. So many poems are there, which is about to help each other, to love each other, because this is the only thing. Love, human love, is the only thing which is loved by Lord, which is loved by God. Is it clear now? So human love, because God loved those who loves his creatures. Am I right?
Yes, indeed.
So
Yeah.
that I changed. Then I started writing about the immortality of the mortality of human being. That one day we all have to go. Is it clear, or shall I?
Yes, it is. And that is very inspiring sharing. That is a very inspiring story from you. And yeah, looking forward that we can go with your
Yeah.
footstep. We can follow your footstep. And yeah, thank you so much for
Thanks.
sharing
Thanks.
those.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, and before I ask you to read your first poem, let me ask you this question. Looking back through the years of your writing experiences, what does poetry mean to you? Yeah, this is a common question to all poets, but yeah,
Yeah.
if
You know.
you may share.
Yeah. Some people, even the romantic poets like Coleridge and Wordsworth and John Keats. So they're just what they said. They did this is the best work in the best orders. But that's their definition. Okay. To me, it is just the flow of spontaneous feelings. Okay, the flow of spontaneous feeling. What you feel. It is, in fact, a poet is a mirror of the society. Mirror
Hmm.
of the society. So it is in fact mirroring, showing the people what they are and how they should be. Poetry puts people into the right direction. And internationally, if you study what English, not English, any poetry is, so a poem or a prose should be a masterpiece if it is having two clear elements. Number one, together we call that didacticism.
Mm-hmm.
Didacticism. Let me write this here because didacticism. Sorry. Can you you can see that? You can't see there? What's the problem?
Yeah, I can see it. Let me
Right.
type it in the comment section.
Yes, right there. See, see. No, the one my
That's it. Didacticism.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. So didacticism, in fact, it if we explain it further, so it says a piece of poetry or prose, any piece of literature, it must be having two main qualities. Number one, it must be having teaching elements. If I learn your if I listen to your poem, if I understood if you listen to my poem, then you must get a lesson from it. This is the first element. There must be a teaching element, a learning element. The second one, there must be entertainment. If it is a blend of learning and entertainment, that is a masterpiece. And that I give that as a definition of the poetry, that any message carries didacticism. Any message carries clear-cut learning elements and clear-cut, beautiful, entertainment. Touches are there. That is the poetry. Am I right? Is it
Mm-hmm.
clear?
That is very clear and very deep meaning of poetry from you, sir. And yeah, from
Thank
Atenemi
you.
said, that is so powerful. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, before we continue uh, um, asking you some questions, maybe we can ask you to read your first poem.
So, first poem I will write from my book, which was published in 2017. And then next, if one two poem that you ask that, I will read from my cell phone, which will be new, 2000 June or July 2022, very fresh. But this first one, I love to read from the book. Okay, so
Yeah, I
the
will
title
put you
is,
in solo.
yeah,
It's okay.
The Real Angels on Earth. Shall I start?
Sure. Sure, please.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. the real angels on earth. The real angels on earth, those who have the zeal to give, those who have the zeal to give instead of craving lust to receive, those who have the zeal to give instead of craving lust to receive, those who try to end or reduce human suffering, those who try to end or reduce human suffering will get and enjoy God's endless offering. They are the ones who love themselves. They are the ones who lose themselves to serve the needy. They are the ones who lose themselves to serve the needy. They aren't the ones usurpers and greedy. They are the people in need, not the cause. They see the people in need, not the cause, and their help is consistent without any pause. They are the people, they see the people in need, not the cause, and their help is consistent without any pause. They step forward to make poor smile. They step forward to make poor smile and get the Almighty's blessing bigger than Nile. They never become poor by giving. They never become poor by giving. They enjoy a more prosperous and satisfied living. That's all.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is a very giving poem. May we know how do you write that poem and what inspired you to write those message and to whom you want to convey the message of your poem.
And in fact, this message I want to convey everyone, not only to the philanthropists, not only to the richest people on earth, not only to the kings and politicians and leaders who have abundance of money, everyone. Because recently I shared, a quote. This it appeared on Chaucer Square, and that quote I wrote that serve and help the creatures of God. This is the quote. Serve. So shall I write or is okay?
It's okay. It's
Shall I?
okay.
Oh. Serve,
It's okay.
serve and help the creatures of God
Mm-hmm.
whenever, wherever, and whatever you can. Serve,
Powerful.
serve and help the creatures of God whenever, wherever, and whatever you can. So, suppose if I go outside, Alhamdulillah, I can give money in charity. But suppose if I'm poor and I can't give, there is a woman who is crossing the road. Let me give her hand. Okay? There is a man, so let me help him in crossing the road. Maybe there are thorns and bushes. I'm in the villages. There are thorns and bushes on the road. I should remove that. You're getting my
Mm-hmm.
point? Where there is a place
Yeah.
dirty. There's dirty place. You see, now I have grandsons, I have sons, Alhamdulillah, I'm having no problem. But still, sometime I have to clean myself. There's a big channel behind my house. Sometimes if that is dirty after rain, so I take something myself and then I clean it. So because it will help people. Otherwise, if it's not clean, the street walkers they will smell some bad smell. Sometime I suppose in Ramadan, Ramadan when you are fasting, I eat
Mm-hmm.
everything is on my table. All sorts of food is there. Why shouldn't I give some food to my neighbors who are not having those things? So it's not now in my area. Alhamdulillah, there are people who are back. I have a private school. I have 410 students. 20 girls of poor family in my village. My school we opened 2 years ago. This is the smallest one. Beside wall to wall, there's another school. There the strength is about 1,300. My school strength is 400 plus, but 20 girls in the girls sections. I did totally free, not admission fee, no promotion fee, no book, nothing. Because this is what I can do. So if I say something, I have to do first, then people will listen to me. Am I right? So help and service to humanity that can be done, and not only human being. If I walk the street and there is a dog, there is a cat, and it needs water, I can give water. We have two-floor house, so you can see a lot of like grains, scattered, rice, water, and the birds are coming, crows are coming, sparrows are coming, pigeons are coming. So it should be at any farm, it should be at any time, but we have to serve and help the humanity. Is that clear?
Yes, it is. And you are a very kind person, and your message is very powerful. And yeah, I cannot say anything about that. Let me just share something while you're speaking. You remind me of I know someone, a Pakistani guy,
Uh,
a good
uh-huh.
friend with my auntie way back 2010. I meet him here in Hong Kong, and I we talk a lot, and yeah,
uh,
it just popped up in my mind while you're speaking. I just remember him, and now he is in there in Pakistani right now with his family, and looking forward to see him again soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
you see, you help someone. He's not from the nationality. He's not your husband. Okay, but he's a human being, and you help him. So
Yeah.
this is what we can do. Like, see, when I was working, when I used to work in Dubai, my original job, responsibility was only to train people for level two English, basic English, and advanced English. But at the same time, they send me a number of times to African countries, to India, to Pakistan, my own country, to Nepal, to Bangladesh, to recruit some laborers or some officers. When people are in that sort of business, they earn a lot of money. Because suppose if you are in the Philippines, you are Filipino,
Yeah, I'm a
you're
Filipino. Yeah.
yeah. Suppose you are in the Philippines. I brought so many Filipinas, my students also from the Philippines to Dubai. But I didn't
Wow.
ask them a single penny because everything was paid by the company. Thank God I didn't ask from anyone a glass of water. Otherwise, that was a chance. People are usually earning billions of money in that type of business. But I didn't want. I'm not telling you I'm a priest or I'm a man and I'm having drawbacks, I'm having human flaws. But whenever, wherever, and whatever I can do or I could do, I have done and I'll do forever. And that will be my message to the whole universe.
And I
This is
think
the
that is the yeah, and I think that is the International Toastmasters doing right now also. They are
yeah,
helping us,
help,
the new
helping
beginner.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even the judges used to be Indians, but still I got 3 cups. The humor speech. I was the runner in the whole of UAE. Five states are there. Seven states are there. There were thousands of people. Speeches were only 10, 11, and all of them were Indian. Only one English lady. I got the second prize because I really made people laugh, and there was a message. Like didacticism was my man theme. So humor speech you should prepare very nicely because you have to make the people laugh, but there should be a message.
Yeah. And yeah,
I'm
one
really
question
thankful to
here for
Toastmasters. Yeah.
yes. And one question from Lisel. Who
Uh,
inspired you to write this poem?
this quote or this poem,
Your poem, the one you just read.
the one that I read. Okay, that one. In my area, there's one man. He is my relative, distant relative, but he really does this thing. He's a religious scholar. Usually, I'm live on TV, but I mean, unfortunately, all the religious men don't get angry if they are in all sectors of life, even in Christianity, even in Islam. Some, not all, many of them are very good. But there are 1-2% of people that they are dressing like a bishop or like a religious scholars. But what do they do? Everybody knows. Huh? I'm a poet. So what do they do inside? What are their impure motives? So, but this man, being a big man, he's a scholar and he lives in Dubai. He never want his name to be published or his name to be spoken or to be displayed or exhibited. He helps people a lot, a lot. Just beside my home, he has constructed a very big mosque, and there is a religious education madrasa, like a school. 400-500 students are there. They are getting food, everything from that man. And then so many other things. In Ramadan, like in this we had Eid 2-3 days ago. In such holy months, he he gives money to people. He gives food items to people. He's not. There are. I mean, there are more than 100 richer people than that man, but that man really, and he's our distant relative. Once I just felt, and then I got the information that this man is doing this. So there, on the same day, it was somewhere in 2016, which when I wrote this poem. Then I came and I wrote this poem. So
Thank you so much.
I was inspired by one of my relatives who is a philanthropist, but without any name.
Without any
I
name.
also can't mention his name because he's watching TV. If I mention his name, then he will get angry. He will slap me. He's like my dad. Yeah.
Okay.
There are people
Yeah,
who
thank you
don't
so
want
much.
to be published, but they want to help people. Like in this poem I told, they don't see the cause. If someone is crying outside and I go there, I should ask later why you are crying. First, I should help him. I should support him, or I should support her.
Yes.
Or if it is a dog or something, I should help in any form I can. Later on, I should, inquire the cause. Is it clear?
Yes. Yes, kindness matters indeed. Yeah, thank you so much, Marjorie Fuentes, for watching us, and thank you for wisdom, sir. She said, and yes, another question from Ruby. How did poetry or literature affect your daily life? And did it exhaust you or energize you? Maybe when you are still younger or this moment, if
No?
you may share your
Sorry,
experience.
my area is cold, so I'm just with the, I'm giving you an answer. I'm responding.
Sure, sure, no problem.
Yeah. Now you see, how does poetry or literature affect your daily life? So let me tell you the truth. It keeps me charged. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm never tired. Like today, I wrote about 3-4 poems. I could sleep. Okay, I have a live session with you guys. So, but I didn't sleep. I'm publishing 2-3 poems daily, so I did it. Why? Because I compare the situation. If I sleep, okay, I'll get rest. But there is a message within me. There's a message in my mind. There's a message in my heart. Okay, in my brain.
Oh,
So I have to convey that message. So I will get satisfaction only when the message is conveyed.
wow.
Is it clear? So it
It is very clear.
gives me charge. It gives me charge. Like see, I don't want to discuss politics here, but I'm against all politicians of the world. Why? There used to be a time in the whole world politician was having something in mind for the development of his countrymen, for his or her earth. The land. Land is like a mother. We give sacrifices, our sacrifice for sacrifice of my life. We offer for our land, for our people. But now 99% of the leaders who they are. I don't want to speak about politics. So I'm against all politics in my country. I spoke openly against them in Pashto, in Urdu, in English, but in such a manner that I make them smile and they get the message. The language you should use should be very polite. I mean, it should be very sacred words, clean words, lovely words. So the person won't get angry if it is full of humor, your message, and he will get the message. So I'm not hitting directly; I'm hitting indirectly. You are getting my point. But
I am.
poetry, yeah, it never exhausted me. It never exhausts me now. It energized me, and it is energizing me and charging me even now. Now I'm 58, but I still feel young. Sometimes my wife, she's telling me, okay, you are writing this, that, so you have a big house. I go to another room. Even now, she was telling me 2 days ago, you were having interview with United Warriors, or today they were having interview here. Then on Sunday, you are with the Anita Tarple, this US poet. I told her if I have it 3 times a day, that's my headache. You know why? Okay. So she was just
Thank
joking.
you.
If she comes in between, you will see her. But now she's outside.
Thank you so
So
much,
it
sir, for
energized me.
sharing. Yeah, let me share mine too. Poetry is a fuel of my soul, and that's it.
See, that's there. Yeah, that's the few. It keeps you life. It keeps you
That's
life
it.
because you have a message. A
Exactly.
man with a message will live longer. Remember, keep this
Mm,
point in mind. We will live longer than other people. Why? Because we have a message in mind, and that message is for the development, betterment of humankind. When humankind is happy, God is happy.
exactly. Thank you so much, sir. And yes, let's move on to our next question. Oh, how did publishing your first book change or affect the process of your writings? Did it make you feel pressured or did you find it easier to come up with ideas? Hmm?
Always, my answer is the second part of the question. Like I came up with the new ideas. How?
Mm-hmm.
The whole question is pretty clear. It didn't affect me because I published this book maybe around 100 to 200 books without any price. I don't want money on my book. Anyone
Oh,
who, if I give to someone, I give it to someone who speaks good English. Not a person
oh
says I'm
wow.
graduated English because he must understand or she must understand what is the message here. I never give
Oh,
my book to a person who takes and put it here. I want someone who can read it from A to Z. So the money was not that much because it was in my country, so no taxes. Especially in my area, there is no taxes, nothing. So, and then for myself, I got lessons. The next time we have to do like this, do like this. My son helped me. He's a telecom engineer, but he's helping me at my school. He is not doing engineering. He's my account officer at my school. So he helped me for all design, everything. So I didn't pay anything to him because he's my son. So then some tips I got that the phone should be like this, it should be a bit bigger because you will give a book to someone, a man like me, I can read without glasses, but sometimes the writings are very small. So then he will be having no glasses available, so he won't read. So the word should be a bit, bigger. Ah, okay, there should be like some photos if needed. Why not? Some illustrations. Because another mistake which I did in my book that I wrote to teach, how to care of kids, how to love kids, but I didn't write something which the kids can read. You are getting my point?
I am. I am
Like I
getting
wrote
that.
poems, love your kids, okay, they are our new generation. Today I published one poem. Today, one poem is published that our kids' future is in our hands. That's the title. Today's poem. I will share. I will share on your wall, okay? And not on your wall, I don't have your, but on this immigrants, okay? I
I
will share
am
here.
very,
Maybe I have done it. Maybe I have done it
yes,
already.
sure.
Your
I
good
am
wall is
very,
there.
yes, please join us. I will send you the link later. And I am very inspired by your message. And
Yeah, and then you can also send
let,
me my ID adding request. We won't see any comment
sure,
from me, no problem. Just as a friend,
of course,
okay?
of course.
And
Yes,
I
of
speak
course,
openly. Yeah. So
of
so
course. And
even today I wrote, but next
yes,
time my next book is almost ready, but there is no book written for children which my grandson can read, which my another boy or girl can read. They should understand. There should be an easier language, something that makes them smile, some attractive words for the kids. So I have to include, some poems for the children. Old, always writing for the old romance. I'm always writing. So only two things. It's easier for me, but poems for the children and font should be a bit bigger.
yes.
And I
And let
don't.
me, yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
I don't want my picture maybe next time. Okay, backside, okay, but here I should give a picture which is regarding the book. You are getting my
Mm.
point?
Yeah.
Like here only my picture. But here if I give my picture, no problem. But here I should give a picture. Someone sees the picture and he gets the message. So these tips I learned from myself.
Yes, thank you so much. And I am very inspired by your words. And let me just express this as a Christian. God bless your good heart, Sir Gal. Thank you so much for sharing all those experiences of yours. And yeah, from this is Rubilin. When
Yeah.
you, oh, yeah, when you love what you're doing, you will never feel exhausted. You will never get tired doing it. Instead, you'll be inspired. Yeah, that's true. This is
Yeah.
exactly what I feel
Yeah. When you
also.
love something, yeah. It's like your
Yeah.
hobby, your love. Then you can do it. You never feel exhausted. Correct.
Eh, yes, exactly. And yeah, you prepared three poems for us tonight or two?
Yeah. Three.
Three. Okay. So maybe we can ask you to share with the second one. Is that okay? Yeah, I
Three one.
will. Yes, please.
That is a
I will
song. That
put.
is a song in fact. Okay.
Yeah, I will put you
So
in solo now.
yeah, that is a song in fact. Let me I'll try to sing it. I'm not a singer, but I'll try to sing it. Okay. Are you with me? So this is in fact a short song. The title is "I Want to Dwell Over That Green Hill." I want to dwell over that green hill. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. I want to dwell over that green hill. It doesn't matter if the weather is hot or it's chill. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. Our floor will be grass and the roof blue sky. Our floor will be grass and the roof blue sky. There will be no envious around and no spy. Whose life will be heaven if there is no one tree. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. I want to dwell over that green hill. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. It doesn't matter if the weather is hot or it's chill. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. At our honeymoon, no gold plaques, no gold spoon. At our honeymoon, no gold plaques, no gold spoon. Yet we'll enjoy cool breeze boon. What else do we want if we are free and glee? Only you and me, only you and me, only you and me, only you and me. I want to dwell over that green hill. Only you and me. It doesn't matter if the weather is hot or it's chill. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. Only you and me. Done.
You are not just a great writer and a poet, you are also a very, very good singer. Thank you so much, Sir Gal,
I
for
don't. I can't sing.
sharing.
I just tried. I wrote this yesterday, the day before yesterday.
Oh wow! And you're planning this
To give yeah,
to.
to read it for you because I this the 2 days program 2 days ago I was having with Veronica. So
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't write that day. I wrote it on that day's for your program. On that day, I sang another poem.
Maybe just know to whom do you give that message, that song, the
Hmm?
message of your song.
Message. Yeah, a song should be sung always by a melodious voice where people will be attracted. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
people will be attracted. I write in Pashto. Okay, in Pashto, I never allow normal singers. I mean, normal TV singers to sing my song because I don't want. I want for the classical, a good person. Maybe my poems in Pashto are not up their standard yet. That's why. But I don't want a common singer because we have very beautiful girls. I mean, girl singers in Pakistan. Okay, so this is in one my Pashto poem that now maybe my followers, I have Gul Bakhti lyrics, my own page. So there my followers are only 1,400 because I only write. But in my own poem, I have said, it's a Pashto poem. I will just read two lines for you, just what is in Pashto, what is in English.
That one.
Shall I write in read in Pashto? No
It's
problem.
okay,
I will
just do it.
translate. Oh. لك زپتا مین یم داسې ته وې نو د عشق سلطنت بادشاه به زه وې. If the way I love you, if you love me the same, then I'll be the king of the law kingdom. مخلوق سه مخلوقاتې به ورته ناستو که د ګل شعر په سرو شونډو زمزمه وې. So if a person, if a lady, if a girl with red thin lips sing my lyric, not millions of people, billions of people will watch. Done. This is Pashto, my mother tongue.
Wow, yeah. That's a very good one. And thank you so much for sharing. And 1,400 followers is a huge one. That is a huge number. And okay, so let's move on for our next question. What are the setbacks or challenges you experience through your writing and poetry journey? And how did you deal with it?
That's a question where I have to, where I mean, the heart of the whole question, my answer. The, when I used to work in Dubai, so my job, I mean, like the training wise, it started from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock. So then you know this, have you heard about this building? Have you been to Dubai? No?
No.
No. In Dubai, there is one famous building, Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building of the world, 165 floors, the tallest one.
Mm-hmm.
165 floors. This is the tallest building of the world in Dubai. And that road was my office. So what usually I had to drive on that busiest road, 9 tracks on one side, 9 on the other side, but the world busiest road. So I had to drive my car 60 kilometers from my home, then driving back from that office to home. So I used to be tired. Then maybe next day I had to go to Nepal. I had to fly Kenya. I had to fly to India or Pakistan or to any other country. But still, I had to write. There, a time came, I was in Nepal for 21 days, and I wrote only one poem. This was
Mm-hmm.
this was the worst because I couldn't manage. I used to take interviews till 1 o'clock or sorry 1 a.m. So sometimes this I mean work schedule is very tight. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. I'm happier. Why? Because now my own school and I'm the owner and the principal. So I go to school, but even if I have a period and where I don't have to teach anything, I don't have any checking. In between, I'm just writing. This something comes to your mind and heart. You can write in 2 minutes. Then I write poems. The second, thing challenge second, which is a problem. Usually, I told you about my wife. She's a good lady, but she doesn't love poetry that much. Only Pashto poetry, no problem, which she understands. But she never understands Urdu or English poetry. So what she's telling me, what is
Mm,
this? That you are just wasting time. Truly speaking, she's a good lady, but she says like this: my father supported me, my mother supported. My mother is now a bit ridden. She's sick. She can't speak now. But my family, only my sons and my dad, they supported me, and my dad died now, but my sons are still supporting me. They are helping me setting this computer, laptop, everything. Other
mhm.
people, other family figures, they don't support me, but still I have to fast in because I have a message which is more important than any other thing.
Yeah, and speaking of the message, what
Yeah,
was the hardest ideas or poems have you written?
this idea. I told you now that even I wrote in Nepal like 21 days one poem. Usually I write two, three poems per day or per week minimum. And then I wrote one because what was the hardest idea? What, can they explain the question a bit further?
Maybe what is the hardest kind of emotion,
What,
kind of hardest you decide
ah, yeah, yeah.
mm,
What you remember? I remember one thing. The
mm,
the sorry the commissioner of my area, who is from in our district, once his friend told me to write a poem for him because he has done something for the development. I don't. I can write poem for your poetry group, for your this, because your mass your sorry M and my M are the same. Am I clear?
mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm,
are we belong to one family, in fact. But that was just to give him a big name that he has done this bridge he has made. So I wrote a poem to a friend of that guy. I was in Dubai. It was 3 years ago. But then I tore it, and he told me the man was my brother-in-law, my sorry wife brother. He used to stay with us in Dubai, and then I tore it. He told me why. So I told him I don't want to be a puppet of someone. I will write only for a cause, for a message. Like you see, if it is your group or any other poetry group. Last time I wrote for two poems. I wrote for Veronica. Sorry, Opa, Opa. But that is a message for the poem that I can. That is generalized. I don't want something only specific in a shell. If I write a poem for someone only for one person, so if that person is not there, or that work is not there, it will be vanished. I don't want my work vanishing. I want them shining. So that was the hardest idea. I wrote a poem and I tore a poem and I didn't send it.
mm. That's nice.
I
And
don't
look,
want to write.
look,
Okay, suppose you are my friend, you are my colleague, you are my neighbor. If my heart wants to write about you, I'll write because I want. I felt something or I feel something, I'll write about you, about your nature, about your friends, about your characters, about my relationship with you or with anyone. But I don't want someone else orders me you write like this because that I'm against all those. We have those sorry poets here. They're writing for the government and they're getting salary. They're getting monies for them. They're getting so many things. I don't want. I will never write. I wrote against them yesterday in Pashto. It was published because we want
I get
to correct something. We don't want to polish the boots of someone. We are poets. To me, poets are, I mean, the wisest, the poised group personalities in society. So we have to give them status. If I give status to myself, I'm giving status to you. We are from the
mm,
same family. Am I right?
mm. Yes, I really get what you're trying to explain, and I really get your point. And yeah, writing is not, we write what we feel. We want to express what we feel, and
Yes.
write. Uh, we don't try to by someone asks her to write something like that. Yeah, I feel the same thing. I want to write. I want to express my emotions, but I don't like. I am not in that. Uh, Someone will ask me to write this kind of thing, this kind of poems, this kind of story, because writing poetry is the
Yeah. If
expression
he
of
is my boss at
oneself.
office, is my boss at office, okay, I'll do that. But if he
Exactly.
asks for something legal, even at my office, I never obeyed any officer whenever they ask, like when I used to be an English teacher in one Pakistani school. This is a true story. I was a supervisor and English section. That was the school was only till grade 12. I was teaching grade 11. I was a lecturer there. It was in Ajman, once that UAE. There, the counselor of Pakistan, through someone, because I don't like these people, through someone, he sent me a message that that lady, her name is like that, please help her and give her a senior post. And whenever she's checking like peppers, you help her. I told him, I'm not your servant. I'm the servant of government of Pakistan. And then I left that school. I got a better job than that. 3-4 times more salary, but I left. Another school, Pakistani school, was there. It's still there. The school name is Al Farouk Islamic School in Dubai. I was a vice principal there. The principal family was great people. The man was also a very good man. But finally, 2 girls, they topped the school in the final exam, grade 9, 10, I think. It was somewhere in 2003 or 4. What happened? That man was a good man, but he told me, he was like my father. He told me, please, there's only one girl was Roxana, one was another. Roxana was a normal girl. Another girl was his daughter. So he told me, please, you can increase. This is in your hand. You can increase. There's 2 you can met for. But my girl, I'm the owner of the school. He told me, if I want, I don't ask you, Mr. Gul, but I want you to do it. And I left the school. So I don't want someone ask me to do something which I don't want, which my conscience is not accepting. I will never do that thing. Am I right?
Exactly. I feel the same thing. Thank you so
Toastmaster.
much for that.
I'm feeling like a Toastmaster. Not like quiz.
Yeah, we are free. We are free to write what we want to write. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Next.
yeah. And with that, have you ever experienced rejections of your poems or writings? How did you deal or cope up with the rejection?
Yeah, that's also I remember. I went from when I did my master somewhere in 1989. So I didn't go to lecturership or teaching. I worked with Dutch community project here, irrigation. It was a rural development. I have done my master in rural development also. So what happened? Sorry.
It's okay.
After 9-year projects, which when it was winded up in Islamabad, I went to Dubai in 2000. In 2000, the new millennium started. Are you with me? Hello. And
Yeah,
2000,
yeah.
the new millennium started, not because it was 1999 was the old millennium. 2020, not 2020, 2000, sorry. 1999 was old. 2000, this was another millennium started. So I wrote a poem. There is very famous newspaper in Dubai. Its name is Gulf News. And there are also other English. Before that, they printed some of my poems, like about schools, about other things. 3-4 poems. It was my first month in UAE, June 2000. The new millennium, I wanted to write something about new millennium. So I wrote against all world leaders that in new millennium, what had happened, that we could expect a change. People, it was in the poem. Sometime when we meet next time, like friends, I will show you that poem. So we should,
Sure.
instead of other thing, we should help people. Instead of we should have to bring changes into our schedules. Okay, like what we do. So we are having painted faces. You see me like maybe a handsome old man, and then I'm a bad man. So you will help me. So we should change, especially the politicians, the big people. Some people are philanthropists, but they only want big name. They don't want to help people. So we have to change. I wrote for the whole world, not for the way, not for Muslims. When I sent it to the newspaper, they called me, Mr. Gul, can you come? And then at that time I was having a small Corolla car. I drove to that office and I told him, what's wrong? He told me, this is not Pakistan, mister. He was an Arab guy. This is UAE. Here you cannot write against government. I told him I didn't write against government. No, but these are clear indication. You should do this, this, this. So you should change your poem. I told him I'm not going to change, but I don't want to publish it. Then later on, I published that poem. I sent from there to Pakistan, English newspaper, uh, the Frontier Force, which is in my province, and they published. I
Mm-hmm.
can show you next time. But there I didn't publish. I told him I can't change my thoughts, my feelings, my message. So you don't print it, you don't publish it, no problem. So he just gave me a cup of tea and he told me he was also an old Arab guy, very good guy, excellent man. He was a PhD scholar. But he told me, my son, this is not Pakistan, this is UAE. Things are different here. So this was it was rejected, in fact, clearly rejected. They put a cross red red line on it. So it happened to me. Yeah, rejection comes sometimes. We have to
It
face.
all happens.
We,
Yeah.
yeah, it comes. And there we learn something. If you are going smoothly, everything happens the way you want. You can never learn something. Am I right? But we learn from
Exactly.
our mistakes. We learn from our
Mm-hmm.
mistakes. We learn from barricades. You know, in English proverbs is there. I'm writing a lot of quotes. It's not my quote. It's very old English saying. A donkey never hits a stone twice. So we are learning. The whole life is a learning process. So I faced rejection. Some minor stories also there. I don't want to say it here, but that was a big story because it was an international forum. My poem was rejected and it was thrown into the bin because they couldn't publish it.
Yeah. And because you experience those, and yeah, have you ever regret publishing or sharing your poems or books publicly?
No, I haven't, but I want to. Yeah. Have you ever regret publishing or sharing your poem or books publicly? No, because I just suppose if I have written poems for persons also, my friends I'm in love with, that's personal poem that I don't want to publish. Okay? But
Mm-hmm.
a poem that I want to be published, that is something there. The target is a wide range. Okay? Everyone is there. So your spectrum is broader, or the broadest one. So we think for every words that this should be there, shouldn't be there. So there I have never, I never faced any problem. And then no regret because I avoided such things. I told him in person, okay, you write something for me, I write, imagine anyone, that's okay. But when that we want to publish publicly, that we think 20 times. Then we click, publish. Is it clear?
Yeah, and yes, it is clear. And one
But
of our
personal point,
viewer,
sometimes it happens, no? Not
yes,
public.
it really happened.
Yeah.
Has a
This is
poem
the truth.
ever
This is
humbled?
the truth, yeah.
Yeah,
As a poem
yeah,
never
from one of
humble
our
my own poem.
frightened you.
I don't think so. Anyone frightened me, but humble me because there are some poems. The question sometimes the questions are a bit. This is from okay, Mary Marjorie. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I think a poet. As a human being, I'm a humble man. So if I write something and people like it, so my happiness when I'm humble, I show my humbleness. That's my happiness. So that's done always. Frightened, no. I never wrote about Draculas and those things or something which is not a good message and which you are hitting directly to directly a person. So that will frighten you. Like that poem which they rejected, that was not frightening, but that was the truth. Sometimes the truth is unbearable. But why should I be frightened? This is my message.
And yes, hearing you expressing your stories, hearing you right now, I can say that you have a very kind and humble personality. And yes, as a representative of
I'm a
many
normal man.
platforms, yeah,
Yeah, someone
as a yes,
as a
as a
representative of many platforms and as one of the best-selling authors. In your opinion, what makes a poem or a story good? As a representative of many platforms, that is correct. As one of the best-selling authors, I don't want to sell, but okay, but okay, that famous. In your opinion,
oh
what
yeah,
makes a poem or story good? Uh, you know, uh, a poem or a story is good if your target, I told you, if it is broad, if it is understood, if it is read, if it is enjoyed by everyone. Suppose if I write
Mm-hmm.
about you, about the Filipino community, it's good. I can write, I can send it to you. But if I want something publicly, it should be the whole world. I shouldn't say anything about Indian. I shouldn't say anything against about Christians. There should be words in which respect for every religion, for every culture. As I told you now, even for children, there should be indications of love, and there should be a message for the whole universe. Then it is, it makes a poem, a story. What they say, it is that's the only thing. Selling authors, European, what makes a poem or story good? That's not good. That isn't the best. We our target should be the first one. We shouldn't target good, not better. The best. Okay, sometime our teacher used to tell us, you target something one, so then you will reach number two. Then once when I was grade nine, I told my teacher, no sir, if we target one, we should reach one. We should reach one. We should reach to the summit, to the peak. Why down? When
That makes
I did
sense.
my master in English. I'm an English speaking guy. I got admission in MSc Rural Development. There was statistics, a subject which I never studied, and I got my master's. Statistics. It's very difficult. It's tough. Then at that time in Karachi University, Asian University, my teacher used to be an Englishman. His name was Malcolm Hall. He used to be world food chief something. Now he died, I think. He was like my dad, but my friend. What I did, I went to his room at the guest house in Karachi every night, and he taught me the basic of statistics: mean, mode, median. And then I passed my MSc in first division, in first class. I got fourth position in Pakistan in that degree. So if you are doing something, you are committed to it. So it should be number one. Okay? So the poet's target should be the whole world, not a special community, not a specific class. Okay, if I write a love poem for someone, for my wife, for my girlfriend, okay, for my brother, no problem. But if I write something publicly, it should carry a good, shining message for all nationalities, for all religion, for all ages. I told you, children also. If I write all poems like only for scholars, nobody will understand me. So my school, my school that I'm running, its name is Al Public School. I wrote a song for it in Pashto. When I bought the school, the first thing I did, I wrote a song for my school in Pashto because there is a message for the students that what is the objective behind learning. It's not only you read the book and you get high marks. It's the character building. You should be the best person in society tomorrow. So people should salute you. It's also one of my quote. People shouldn't salute you because of your rank. They should salute you because of your character, because of your personality. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
If that is that messages are inside the poem, then it will be the best one, not only good. That's the answer.
Thank you so much, Sir Paul.
Well,
And yeah, we still have a few questions left, but
yes, no
before
issue.
that,
I'm ready.
are you still okay?
I'm okay. I'm
Hopefully,
not tired. I'm not
yeah,
tired.
maybe.
There it's late. Maybe here it is only now 8:30. There will be like 9, 10, 11:30. So there is almost midnight. Here it's not. You can see the watch there.
Yeah, yes,
Okay. So in 8:30 here. You are
yes,
3 hours ahead now.
yes. And a good
Yeah.
speaker never been get tired. Am I right?
Yeah. We want to speak because someone listens to you. And then also it
Yes.
depends. So I'm not. I'm not a flatterer or a polisher. But you really ask the way you ask. That's really. I appreciate that. You listen to me. You wait. When I finish, then you talk. Sometime, this is a long journey. I have faced. I told you when I talked to a person from BBC. But sometime a person is in a hurry. Sometime I have found some people at your chair that you are busy with. They are busy with children. The baby comes from behind. My grandson wanted to come here. I told him no. I'm in a very serious session, so don't come. So
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, external forces are disturbing, especially the host, not the guest.
Yeah.
We are having
Yes.
workshops at university workshops. So I really appreciate the way you are asking. Continue.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And
I'm listening.
I don't know if you agree with me, but I believe a good speaker doesn't mind of the number of the audience, doesn't mind of the number
Yeah,
of whom who listen to them on the spot on
yeah.
at the moment.
That's
A,
correct.
a good
Yeah,
speaker is focusing on the good message they want to
yeah.
convey. Yeah,
Just,
that's
just.
my.
I mean, sorry for interruption. I want to take one picture from here. Okay, give you a smile because that will go on to my uncle. I will say.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Stop.
I can send.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you
Okay.
so much. I
So
can
yeah,
send you
yes,
our
yeah,
picture
I
later.
agree that a good speaker doesn't look for the number. Sometimes, if there is one listener, he is enough. He can change the whole world. And
Yes,
you know,
and
revolutions not didn't come only that everyone was with that man. Sometimes only one person, positive person, can make a big change. You know, sorry to, it's not.
exactly.
I mean, I'm not going astray, or I mean, it's not distractions. I usually tell my teachers that there are students with us, pupils with us who don't know something, who are poor. I mean, they are below the mark. Don't beat them. Don't use harsh words. Instead, you go to him or to her and tell him or her, you can do it, my son, my daughter, you can do it. You have talents, and your voice it's melodious than other girls. Your personality is brighter than her. So if you have that qualities and you understand, you can memorize well, and your voice is very clear. So you can do this. You have to encourage that you can do. It will change his future. If you discourage a student at school at primary level, you destroy his whole future. Am I right?
Yes, indeed. And sooner or later, somebody can hear us, can hear our message. And yes, before we go on, may we ask you to read your third poem if you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
You want me from my book, or you want a new one is better? New one is better.
it's all
Yeah, yeah.
good.
No, no.
Yeah, or yeah.
I want. Then I want a new one. I love, in Arabic, I love old one also. But in Arabic, there is one maxim in Arabic, and it says, kullu jadidun lazizun. Every new thing is tasty. So it is in
Oh,
Arabic. It's not in my language, not in Tagalog. Okay, it is in Arabic. But I know Arabic also. I know Persian a little bit. Arabic I know. So it says, kullu jadidun lazizun. Everything that's new, so that is tasty. I don't agree 100% with this, but I mean, new poem is okay. So
yeah.
I go for new.
May I just ask, have you ever
Yeah.
tried to read or recite a Tagalog poem, or no?
No, I when I did with Tarplay the first time 2 months ago, so I also sang one song. Yeah,
Oh, really?
that because
Okay.
that's old one that I think it's even published. But that's very old song. Even somebody sang it, but I don't know, somewhere in YouTube.
Oh, sure,
So
sure. Please go
yeah, so
ahead with your poem. I put you
I'm
in solid.
reading. Yeah.
Okay.
So once again, my good wishes to all of you. And this is, in fact, for writing. Here I have used pen as a verb, not as a pen as a noun. Okay. The poem title is "Pen the Truth." Pen the truth. Pen is mightier than sword. Pen is mightier than sword. It's empowered by Lord. Why I say it's empowered by Lord? In the Holy Quran, Allah, the God says, وَعَلَّمَ الْإِنسَانَ بِالْقَلَمِ وَعَلَّمَ الْإِنسَانَ بِالْقَلَمِ. God says that I have taught the human being through pen. God says, qalam is Arabic word, it's a pen. So when God says, I have taught the human through pen. So the Sam is my idea. Let me start once again. Pen, pen the truth. Pen is mightier than sword. It's empowered by Lord. It says, pen is the tongue of mine. It says, pen is the tongue of mine. Pens reconcile, and pens bind. Different men of different lands. Different men of different lands, through love, writings line up into the same bands. Someone said, pick up your pen and write. Someone said, pick up your pen and write. I believe as pen has the might. Pen which scribes the greatest line. Pen which scribes the greatest line is the most favorite of mine. A gun usually hurts and kills. A gun usually hurts and kills, while pen mostly refills and thrills. Let me repeat this line. A gun usually hurts and kills, while pen mostly refills and thrills. Make your pens symbols of justice and fair. Make your pens symbols of justice and fair. Never misuse pens. You be aware. This is my indication to poets, especially the writers. Make your pens symbols of justice and fair. Never misuse pens. You be aware. Pens produce creation and recreation. I told you the message of didacticism. Pen produce creation and recreation. Pens bleed the words of inspiration. A great lessons and great stories are merely the pen's outcome and glories. Poet pens creates smile and love sigh. Poet's pen creates smile and love sigh. What a delicate subject with a caliber high. My only skill is writing and I'm so expert. My only skill is writing and I'm so expert that my words can reach both mind and heart. My pen writes the truth. My pen writes the truth as truth is so wide. It's the dawn, it's the stead path, and it's the sunlight. Written truth makes rules sanctioned by God. Written truth makes rules sanctioned by God. Loved by you, my bros. I can see you're not. That's all. Thank you.
Make your pen a symbol of your personality. Yeah, that's what that I wanted to share. Thank you so much, Sir Gal. That is a very good expressing the you're expressing your feeling and pinpointing those how to say that the pens, explaining the pens and something like that. Uh, may I just ask, when did you write this poem of yours?
When did?
When did you write this?
Could you repeat, please?
When did you write this poem?
This poem.
Mm-hmm.
This I wrote recently. Yeah, this in fact in my book this in another form. Then I changed some things. It is also published in my book. It is there, but it was short and there was something like another. But now I got more experience, with the pen. So I made changes. It is the second chapter. So it is a new one I wrote maybe 2 days ago also. Just forgive me for 1 minute, okay?
Sure. No worries.
Because that I know we were in the old area. I told you. You should come here to see the snowfall, even now. In June, we had a snowfall at the mountains. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is
I'm
a
back.
very nice message. Thank you so much. Uh, okay. This one. Among all your poems or books, with all those hundreds and hundreds poems that you write, which do you think is the best you have written and why?
Among all your poems or books, which you think is the best you have written and why? Uh, Truly speaking, I have wrote I have written, sorry, I have written one poem, just, I shouldn't hide on the screen, that I love someone and then I didn't marry her. That there was a separation, like, not the separation, we don't call it separation, but we couldn't meet. That was, I was his university, my university life. There I wrote a poem, okay, and that was the best because that took me a long time, okay, to not, I usually write a poem within 5 minutes, the longest one within 10 minutes. It never took me more than 20 minutes to write a long poem or a sonnet or maybe an elegy. That took me because I didn't want to include any word which is like rolled in honey. I wanted to write everything the true ones. That's why. So that was one poem. I think that will be somewhere in the book because that I wrote somewhere in. I wrote it long ago when I was at university in 1987. But my first book was published in 2017. So I mean, all the poems which we selected for the book, that poem is also there.
Yeah. Wow. 10 minutes,
It was
five
it
minutes
was from
writing a
it was
poem.
from my lover. Frankly speaking, why should I hide? So God is, we can say God is above, He sees everything. So that was for my lover, and then that was the best. Even sometime when I read that poem again, so it, it reminds me the whole situation, the whole scenario. That's the truth. Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that. It's
Yeah, no,
been,
no,
yeah.
no other questions are there.
Yeah, I still have this one from Miss Nams. 10 is mightier than a sword, reminding me of a war for fathers and Filipino heroes who fought for our independence through their writings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Of course, of course. The same is my case in my country for independence of the subcontinent. Yeah, exactly. I have read some of your, I mean, history, not full. They're great people. My personal experience, okay, the history of forefathers, they were the great leaders. They were the real doers. We are thinkers. I can write. Okay, I can talk, I can sing, but I can't do practical task, practical job the way our forefather did in the Philippines, the way they did in Pakistan, in India, everywhere. They offered sacrifices. They sacrificed their own life. They left behind so many things, and they went to another country, migrated to another country. Why you are in Hong Kong? If you get the same facility, this everything, okay. If you are not from hand to Pakistan, in the Philippines, you are from hand to mouth. But if you are getting all facilities in your country, you will fly today. You will fly tonight. Am I right?
Yes,
Your
and
country, yeah. So this, okay.
may I
You can
just ask,
continue.
have you been in the Philippines once or
But I
before?
want to come. I never, but I want to because I have many male, female, even children. Okay, students, friends there. So I want to come. I think I
Oh,
can get the
looking
visa
forward to
easily,
that.
but I want to come when you all are there. Then I'll
That's a
come.
good one, and yeah, and looking forward to meet you also in there. Yeah, thank you. And
But
let's
I,
move
I,
on to
I
our.
happened to them now in Dubai. I used to teach them. I mean, at school, colleges, and as a private tutor. So they are, I mean, polite people. It's not that we are in front of me. The truth is they are polite. The truth is they are educated. Okay, they are good listener. And the man, my point of view, if I have to support like good listener, like polite, like beautiful, like male handsome, like this, if I have to select one point, so I'll go for cleanliness. They are clean people, really. They are clean people all the times. They are having nice dress, clean face, everything, and you will smell fragrance only. There are people who are rich people. They are having Land Cruisers and Range Rovers, but you can't sit with him or with her. As a teacher, I used to sit with a girl or a boy very close because, I, you are as a tutor, you have to sit very close to a person. So the cleanest, I mean the most, I mean, cleaner and tidy people that I found that are Filipinos and Filipinas, which I taught. This is the truth.
Thank you so much.
Sometime maybe
Thank you so
a time will come, I will write a poem about your nationality and about Nepalese. We and Indians are the
much.
same little bit. We are, so, but Nepalese, because I've been to Nepal more than 20 times. I stayed always there from countryside at Hyatt Grand, which is the best hotel there, 5-star, and suits. But I used to walk. I used to pray there. The way the people honored me, that's great. The same your nationality people honored me, and I loved all of them. I can't mention you one, but all of them. So once in life, sooner or later, inshallah, sooner, I will write one about Filipino or Filipino nationality, and another one about Nepalese.
Excited to read that in the
Nepal I
future.
visited. My passport
And
was stamps on Nepal.
yeah, I am very grateful to hear those very kind
I will
words
visit Philippines, inshallah. Okay,
for
remember. We have
for
to visit.
Filipinos. Yes, even though you just met them, have you met those students of yours, Filipino student of yours, in person or in online?
Now online also, but in Dubai they are sorry. You meet them directly, no? I was English teacher at one school, and my teacher assistant was a lady. Her name was Sharina. She was
It's a
like in my
Filipino.
age, but Sharina. She used to write like Charina. Sharina. She was the
Mm-hmm.
best lady. She did everything for me. At that time, my family was not there, but she was like assistant teacher with me, and then a tutor at someone's house in Dubai. I used to live in Sharjah. I mean, 20 kilometers from Dubai. She she had usually my nose is like this. I'm born with allergy. She used to bring chicken corn soup for me and everything. I will never forget her. Then a time came and she was dismissed from the school, but she did nothing wrong. He's not here. God is here. She did nothing wrong, but she was like me. So she was dismissed from that school. I also left that school. Then she sent me a message. That time we were having Skype, or like Skype, those things, not Facebook. And then I arranged a visa for her. I paid for her. I did sponsorship for her. That I'm responsible. I brought her, and then I took her. By that day when she came, then my wife was absolutely. My family didn't join me. So me and my wife, we took her to Sharjah airport. There was one Englishman. He used to be my friend, and I told him, you have to recruit this lady. If you give her 1,000 salary or 500, but she needs a job today. That man is gone now. He gave her a job, and she was brilliant. She was also very beautiful. So she married to that man, that Englishman from America. She married, and now she's in America. Sometimes she's married. I still chat her very frankly, even because English people are good
Oh,
in front of her husband. But that lady, I remember, she helped me a lot, and I also helped. This is one case, but also my students, they were also there. I mean, they love to learn English, and they love the teacher, and they are you are frank people. Also, other people, they were no one is here apostle or prophet. We are all human beings with human flaws. Okay, but
yeah.
a person who shows you that he is a very good person, usually he is not. We have human flaws, we have drawbacks, but still we like. I make mistakes. I accept this is my mistake. The main thing is you have to
Yeah.
accept your mistake. You have to accept your flaws, character flaws or anything. They're not gods. So these
Yes.
people, I have interaction with them. I have been teaching in your Filipino school for some time. They're great people. I mean, one person case is always there, but mostly I found them, and then I have been to Nepal more than 20 times. So if I write about nationalities, I would write not about English. My teachers are mostly English guys in Pakistan, in Dubai. Also, mostly my teachers are Englishmen, Britishmen especially. I love them. They are my teachers all my life, but I won't write about them. My uncle is in UK. I never been to Europe, but I will write about your country and the Nepalese. You will see it soon, inshallah.
Thank you so much, sir. And like what Miss Nem said, if that is a compliment, sir, thank you for how you see our nation. And of course, I salute that lady who showed genuine attitude for you, a very genuine and one of a kind attitude, personality. She showed you. And
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much
Then my
for
wife
that
used to go to
compliment
her
for
house every second day. She used to come to our
Wow,
house. I mean, we still have a relationship with her.
that's
So
very
that
nice of
good
her.
relationship. A good friend relationship that stays for long, forever. Not for some time.
Exactly. I believe in that. Yeah, I believe in that. And this one, have you ever written a book or a poem or a kind of story which reflects your life or personality?
Have you ever written a book or poem which reflects your life? Or no, I haven't. I have to. I haven't, but I have to. Okay, all poems reflects my personalities. You know, my ideas coming from here, my heart, from my mind. So all my poems reflects my personality. But specific one, I didn't write. I have to. You are getting my point?
I get
My,
it. That makes
I mean,
sense.
90% of my personality it is revealing. It's revealed in my poems or through my poems. Even then, I want to write a poem in English, especially because English is a common language, which shows my drawbacks, my flaws, and my weak side, my good and bad, pros and cons, pluses and minuses. Why not? But for that, maybe I have to go to the mountains somewhere in the rest house and sit properly. That because I should give a clear cut picture, even if it is against me. But I don't want to lie. I told you. Okay, because personality, we have personality traits, we have good features, we have bad features, we are human beings. So that should be a good language, but I should, like, you see, now one of my worst character features is I forget things. I forget things easily. Since my childhood, not that now I'm 58, I forget things easily. I will tell you something, when I go outside, I forget. So similar, maybe in friendship, maybe 99% I'm good, maybe 1% I'm bad. So I should write these things. I should expose these human. These are human characters. Okay, so it's really a motivation for me that I have to get a time somewhere. Now I'm on vacation these days, but my mom is very sick. That's why I can't go to the head. I was invited to Pakistani TV for interview to talk on women's education in Pashto. I refused 9th June because my mom is very sick. She's half side is paralyzed. So I can't go for overnight stay outside. When my mom is good, I will go for this poem and I'll write.
Yeah. Speaking of moms,
I mean, thanks a lot that you give me a tip to think about
mhm.
this seriously.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Speaking of
Uh,
mom and speaking of family, how does your
yeah.
family react about your passion in poetry and do they support you? I hope
How do
so.
yeah, react about your, yeah, I talk also passion, poetry, do they support you? Not all of them, not all of them. Only my dad did, he died. Now my sons, I have three sons. The first one is disabled.
Mm-hmm.
He's about 30 years old now. He's my first son. He's now disabled. Now he's born disabled. When someone's here, brain coma, he was born with. Now he's okay. But he can't write, he can't go to school. He can go to washroom and he can eat. So apart from him, I have two other sons. One who got a telecom engineer, one is a BBA, but both are at my school now. They were in Dubai with me also. But they support me always because they know at what position our dad is, and he wants to convey a message. They know that I'm not coming here to this room just to dance, or just to talk about something nonsense, but something serious, which is your word, which is my word, which is the whole world message. So they support me strongly. My wife doesn't support me, truly speaking. My mom was neutral, used to be neutral. My dad supported me all. He was the one when my for going to medical college. You have in my time when I got my higher secondary school in 1980. So the marks required marks for 600. I got 595, 5 marks less. My father told me, I don't want you to become a doctor. I want you to become a lawyer or you did do something master in English literature. He took me to university. God bless him. May his soul rest in peace. He took me to university and he supported me. He gave me a lot of money. He supported me. And then also I did my law. LLB I have done also bachelor in law. I am not a practical advocate, but I have done advocate degree also. So my father supported me, my sons, my wife, my other family members, my brothers, my sister. No one supports. Even my daughter, I have one daughter only. She is not supporting.
Oh, but
It's
you're
the truth.
doing great. Hmm,
No, I don't know.
but you're doing great.
My wife simply tells me, why don't you teach English online and you get a lot of money? I'm telling her, you are with me for 13 years in Dubai. I was having high salaries. You enjoyed life in full. Now, if you want something, I'm earning from my school, alhamdulillah. But I don't want to earn money from my poetry. Okay, if some a time comes, sometime I'm teaching poetry. That's good. They are okay. If a firm pays me, no problem. But not, I'm not totally a worldly man. I'm an unworldly man. I love money, but only when it is okay. I have a car, I have a house. My father built for me. I don't have land, and I have enough money to, price hiking in Pakistan to live a good life, happy life. Alhamdulillah. We say thank God. Okay. So there, my wife, good lady, but she looks to everything and monetary point and monetary views. Okay, something will come from this or not. Truly
Yeah.
speaking, yeah,
Yes, that is a very honest one because every poets, every writers, their families doesn't support them. Have one of their family members doesn't support them. Not all of the friends as well support them, and that makes sense. And that's normal, I think so.
it's normal. This is we
And
are it's everywhere in the whole world. Yeah, even in
yeah,
Europe. Yeah, in Europe, my uncle is in Europe and he stopped his daughters to stop education after grade 10. Now you are 18 years old, so no, you will run away with someone. What's this? So they couldn't complete their education. They are good girls, religious girls, true Muslim girls, even practicing Purdah. Still, my uncle stopped it. Sam is my brother in my own house. He's a good man, but he is against women education. I'm not against women education. I'm the forerunner. I'm a speaker. I'm supporting them. You are with me, huh? So I'm supporting them. We have, in my school we have 400 students, but 100 girls. I separated their portion. I recruited as ladies teachers for them, and then and whatever I can do, I can. I don't want money for everything, but if we can do something, let's do it now. So these things,
mm,
family math, rejection and exception, that's there. They accept and enjoy my sons. My dad used to be, but my wife and my other family member, my uncles, even they don't want. But they
yeah,
can't stop me now. If they didn't stop me when I was a boy, I used to boy. Now they can't stop me. Now I'm a free man.
mm,
Now
that's
I'm the, now I'm the eldest one in the house after my mom. I'm 58. My mom is 83. So I don't want to impose, but I can explain my decision. And I want others to obey me in good things. I don't want to obey other people in bad things. Is it clear?
yes, yes, it is.
This is my life. It
And
is in my nerves. You see, it is what you told me. I don't forget such things. I never forget. It's a fuel. It's fuel for us. Because of it, we are here. Okay.
yes, and yeah, the question. Mm.
So, what strategy do you use to write? What do you think are the common threats, mistakes, hardest part in writing, and how to deal with it? In fact, when I used to write, I mean, a decade before, like 14, 15 years ago, I used to write more, accurately. Why? Because I used to write everything with my pen and then I used to type. So that was a good time. Now, if you say mistakes and hardest parts, I don't have hardest parts in writing because I love writing. When you love something, there's no hardest parts for you because you are committed to do it. Mistakes are there always. When I write a poem, so I will write here. So you are here, HAIR, they will write HERE, this pronoun. Sometimes I will write, okay, another spelling, so there will be another spelling from Google. I'm totally troubled by Google. So that's why, because I have to write everything 4 or 5 times, because they are writing a lot of spelling mistake. Google is writing. This morning I was talking to a poetess from India, and she told me, Mr. Gul, your feminist spelling is wrong. So I told her, I was talking to her like live. Your nothing is in front of me. Feminist spelling is like FEMINIST. She told me this is correct, but when I was typing, so maybe Google wrote something wrong. So my enemy is Google. Google in that aspect, but I can't fight with Google because I take pictures from Google. I don't take ideas from Google. Okay, I take pictures from Google, then I write pictures by Google. Okay, it's not a problem, but I get also some other help. But whenever I'm writing mistakes, I'm getting always from Google. They never corrected me. They makes blunders. Then I have to correct. Am I right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes. Yeah, and it's so funny, and it's very, very meaningful one. And yes, for our maybe for mindful for the time, and maybe for our final question.
Okay.
Okay, another question. Maybe
And when
can
you
you
record this
give?
whole video, then you will send to YouTube and you will send me the link. Okay?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, because it will be displayed on my page.
Ruby,
It will be displayed on my
Ruby will
page.
send you. Ruby will send
Okay.
you right now. She's watching
Okay.
right now. And yeah, maybe can you give us some kind of motivational message or to inspire those aspiring writers, those aspiring poets around the world who are watching us right now or who will be watching us in the future?
For poets,
Just,
you want
just a
you want
message,
message for
maybe
poets or a common message for everyone?
a common message from you, from Mr. Gal, a
Yeah, yeah.
very
So
powerful
yeah,
man.
my common message is, as I told before, even I wrote poems in Pashto, in Urdu, that this life is very short. If you live for 100 years, even then it is short for love. So love, love, and love. Love your family, love your parents, love your neighbors. Usually, when we wake up early in the morning, we first what we do take our cell phone and see the message. Instead, I should go to my neighborhood. There is an old man in bed. I should ask about his or her health. What can I do for you? Do you need medicine? Shall I go to drive to the store and bring it for you? So help
Mm,
people, love people in your family first, and then in your neighborhood, then in your area, then in your country. Then why not everyone? What did we get from war so far? Destruction, nothing else. What did we get? What did we get from World War First and World War Two? What did we get from wars between Pakistan and India? Nothing. Pakistanis, Indian people, they still love each other. My book, this book, see, written by me, and the foreword, a blind, poet from India, he wrote my foreword. This this foreword is written, preface is written by an Indian poet. So not India and Pakistan, the whole world we are, as I told you, I have given this messages in English on my Facebook more than 100 times, in Urdu, in Pashto. We are all the offsprings of one Adam and Eve. Let's love each other. Let's forgive each other. I'm not an apostle. I'm your friend. So when we talk, maybe I'll make mistake. And if I say, forgive me, apologize me. So give and forgive. This is my poem, which is also, this Shalini Yadav, she is going to print one book. This is in her book also, give and forgive. So let's give the people. Let's give the creature of God. I will repeat my quote. Help, serve and help the creatures of God. Serve and help the creatures of God whenever, wherever, and whatever you can. That's all.
thank you. And I just want to add something. Before loving anyone, before loving your family, loving the neighborhood, loving the area you are with right now, don't forget to love yourself as well.
Good. So yeah, because if you love yourself and you will be healthy, you will be okay, and you can do something. If you want to help people, if you are not healthy, so you can't. So love yourself
Yes.
with this logic, with this idea in mind that if I'm healthy, I will help the creature of God. So love yourself.
And thank you so much, sir.
This is
This
also, and
is
sorry, just before ending. This is also a message from God. In Arabic, it's a maxim is there, Man arafa nafsa faqad arafa rabba. In English, it says, know thyself, you will know the God. If you know yourself, you will take care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself, you will take care of your Lord. Know thyself, you will know the Lord. This is very old English saying. So we have to know ourselves, and we have to look into here. In Pashto, we say here, what mistake did I do today that I shouldn't repeat tomorrow? Okay, and which positive changes I have to bring tomorrow or today? Why not now? So we have to be the doers. Thank you.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much, Sribai. This is the longest time that we are doing this segment, and thank you
If
so
I
much
if I
for your
pronounced it correctly, Eileen, no, Eileen, thanks a lot.
idea.
And I really
Thank you
enjoy
so
it.
much,
And
sir.
in future, I would love to have another session where we left something, or you left something. We can continue. We can more talk about the Toastmaster. We can more talk more about your country, your country, about Pakistan.
Looking looking
Understand?
forward to watch your one of your icebreaker videos, sir. I'm
Maybe
excited
that
to watch
when
it.
that is recorded with the company, but I will. If you just send me an adding request, I will give you the tips, icebreakers.
Yes.
I have the
Thank
picture,
you
but
for your
the
tips.
video is with the company because of Corona. They just chased us away from UAE, so left
Exactly. Yeah,
behind. But
understood.
we can help you. I
Understood.
can help you a lot in Toastmasters. And I told you the main thing is confidence. Whatever you say, that's correct. Other have to listen.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
And these 2 hours talking with you, a very, very powerful and meaningful one. And thank you so much. Ah, thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
More thank you
Thank
is
you.
more
We'll be
yeah.
meeting. We'll be meeting, inshallah, and you convey my messages and good wishes to the whole of your group. Okay, and
Thank
everyone
you so
who
much.
watches us. Okay, I love my elite readers and audience and watchers. My good wishes for all those who watched us or who are going to watch us later. That love each other, and love each other and help each other. That's all.
Thank you so much, sir. And have a lovely evening to you there in
Thank you.
Pakistan and regards to your family. Bye bye. Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye.
And yes, before I end up this broadcast, this live, I just want to congratulate those writers in Toolbox Session 2 ladies who completed their session last Sunday, 10th of July. And yeah, looking forward to see you all this coming Sunday, 17th of July in the Hong Kong University for our graduation ceremony. And yeah, I'm inviting everyone to please come and join us. And our invitation will be posted in our group and page in the coming days. Thank you so much once again, and have a lovely evening, migrant writers of Hong Kong. Bye bye, everyone.